after programming the control the TCM, I also try to update the ECM, which is engine control module on this vehicle. So you select reprogramming and go to next to send you into the next page, which will show you the control modules available. So with them, so before that, I was trying to check if I'm done with the setup and everything with the TCM. When I checked, and it's solely the programming and the setup for only other gearbox, which is not the 8-speed. So I want to update the ECM as I've programmed the TCM. So it will request for a VIN slot from my VIN, from the VIN that I've purchased. So with this one, sometimes you do have an error with it because of one or two problems that we used to have when using the TLC or the Techline Connect software in our part of the world. So sometimes getting the VIN slot is a headache. So we let it run for a while, and you can see the error. So it gives me an error. I'll try again and continue from there. So it will ask me for permission to take the VIN slot from my slots, from the number of slots that I have, and yes, to proceed to the next page. So it's now validating the controller. Then you can see it has disconnected. So it's getting the programming data for me to program the ECM. It will update the ECM, and you can see the update in the ECM. So whenever it's downloading the calibration file from the server, when it is done downloading and you try to update the ECM maybe 10 times, the download will be very fast because it has already downloaded the file into the couch, it has already downloaded the file into the PC. So anytime you try to do that, it goes very fast, and now it's communicating with the vehicle. So now the software, the calibration file itself is on the PC, and now it's trying to communicate between the PC and the vehicle. So now the communication that's going on is between the PC and the vehicle through the pass-through or through the J25 device, which are using the CAN protocol to do that. So the way you communicate with it, we use the CAN protocol to communicate with it during the programming sequence. So with this one, you can even scope it and check your CAN bases, the signal or the data that is being sent into the ECM. So when it happens that way, everything goes off and come. But with this one, it will read faster and later come back and read it again. So it's like the first flash, then later connect to the vehicle again, then write the calibration file to the ECU. And this one, I'm not speeding anything. This is the actual time it took me for me to update the calibration file on the control unit. So you can see the time you spend, and it's still communicating, and you wait for it to communicate with the vehicle first before it starts to upload the file. So now the communication is between your VCI and the vehicle. So how quickly your VCI can communicate with the vehicle, and now it starts to upload the calibration file onto the ECU of the vehicle, which is the engine control module. So now we wait for it to run quickly, and most of the time, most of the issues we try to rectify some of the errors. And due to one or two things from our part of the world, it's difficult to do it, and when you get the opportunity to do it too, it sometimes gives you an error. But from this point, when it's a used PCM, it's a used ECU or ECM, it can give you an error when it comes to the control because of VIN mismatch. So it will tell you the VIN on the ECM is not the same as the calibration file. So sometimes you do get that error. But with this one, I didn't get any error because it's just an update that I'm doing to the control unit. So I'm just updating the control unit after programming the TCU or the TCM. So I'll try and make a video to show you where you can get the CAN protocol for your J25 device, or to know the kind of protocols or the kind of communication your J25 device can communicate with it. So I'll try and do a video on it, and I'm just not having enough time to do that video because it will take much of my time and explanation on it, but I'll do it sooner or later so that it will help you know the kind of device you are using and the kind of protocol it can support, and kind of protocol that the VCI you are using can support. So if it can support, and most of the VCI in the market, or let's say most of the VCI with version 4.0, let's say most of the GM and Ford vehicles, you can use them to program it when only your laptop sees that device as a J25 device. If not, you can't use it to program anything. So I'll try and prepare a video on it and help you whenever you are going to get a J25 device, and what I started with as a programmer, or what I started with when programming vehicles, or after diagnosing and finding the issue and I need to program it. The device I started with was the massive VCI 100. That's what I started with, and now I'm using the JVCI because most of the time the Mazzy VCI 100 is connected to my IM608. Connected to my IM608, and I don't want to. So when you connect a VCI to the IM608, it sticks to it and it will delete the other VCI. So I've done it that such a way that I'll always be using the mini VCI for the IM608, and I'll be using the JVCI to do more of my programming. So when I do that video, I'll show you the protocols that the mini VCI has and the protocol that the JVCI also have, or let's say the Bluetooth VCI also have. And autel, one thing I like about autel is you can use any of their VCI for their devices. It's not like launch that the software comes with the VCI, but autel, the software comes with the tablet itself. So when your tablet is damaged, that's all. But for launch, you can swap your tablet, you can change from one tablet to another, and you can do it that way. But for autel, you can't do it that way. When your tablet is damaged, that's all. So it's like it's almost done. The programming is almost done. So it's left with 5 minutes, and I think it's almost done. So now it will take me to the next page, which is the warranty stage after the software has respawned. And I don't know why GM behaves that way. Anytime it's done programming, you can see it like the software goes to no response when the software have to change from one page to another to give you your warranty or something. So with the TCM2, you could see it wrote not respond at the top, and this one to not respond, which tells me that it's having a communication, or the software is having an issue. And I don't know if they will do an update to rectify it, or I don't know if it's because now the programming is down and now you are waiting for the software to give us the warranty code now, like as it has given us. So I will clear all the DTC in the system. I'll clear all the DTC. So now you get your tool to be logged. So I'll clear all the DTC in the system, and I'll be done with the programming, with the update of the ECM. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this on programming and on diagnosing and other stuff, like my other diagnosing machine repairs and softwares and how to install them.